Good morning. Man, it's Wednesday already. Time is flying. Oh, well, I'm getting what we're expecting, right? The last couple of days, consolidation, gyrations up and down, some boring action for the most part, but decided to look at these ETFs, a broader look all at once at, what's happening and what might move. The Russell moved. Right? That continued, and that was the most convincing, powerful move last week. And then the typical red bar. And then yesterday, things flipped up as biotechs were up, and a little bit of oils, and the banks. The banks were moving up there. So they had a good day, good confirmation of the initial breakout. I'll leave that one there. Should never go back down to the bottom of the base, but we got potential upside targets up there, initially. Look to the left, pivot, a cluster of pivots. It could push up to the others. We'll just have to see how the underlying stocks, bios, banks, oils, and so on within the Russells, do they keep going up? Some tech, they keep going up there. The transports, consolidating, not a bad pattern. It's not exactly like we were talking about these kind of patterns with bottoming tail bars that break lows yesterday in the green room. Something similar here. And part of the discussion was having, let's get this spotlight out here, having congestion, like that's a little further over to the left. And in what kind of price patterns would you want to have that could suggest the ability to get through it? And a few things were, has it ever been tested? Some we looked at were never tested. So those have a lower probability of prices getting through it. So here on the transport, we say, well, it was partially tested. That's a plus. And then last week, this went deep into there. And so we have this inside bar. And one of the patterns that we were looking at, I mentioned, hey, if we can get a bar that breaks under the inside bar's low or the other one, and it comes back up. Now, this one isn't totally convincing. It didn't close near the high or above the high of the green bar, the red bar, but it's got a decent pattern. And again, I think market's waiting for this jobs report tomorrow to see that, hey, the coast is going to be, if that comes in, more people out of work. I think that makes traders, institutions more comfortable that the idea that the Fed is going to pause, they'll really pause, because if they say they're going to pause, but if, you get a hot number, maybe they flip and say, hey, we're going to do something else, and gyrates the markets a bit, but we'll see tomorrow. So anyway, this is a decent pattern. We'll see, take a look at some transport stocks and see if they're ready for prime time, that this could start moving up. The Qs led the way up. They're stalled. You see a topping tail bar there. Go back and look at the other screen as far as where they're at right now. Last I looked, nothing much was happening. But you see an initial rejection on the move up. It's a little extended from the 20. And so like everything, they need some consolidation after this move up. The S&Ps, 2 days of running in place, going nowhere. That's okay. It's staying up at the top of the range. The industrials are at the top of the range, but deep retracement. This is the kind of pattern you want to see if they're going to break out. That it's chopping sideways up there rather than pulling back deep. Tech led the way up. Qs there consolidating, software consolidating, and semiconductors, kind of drifting down. Different kind of consolidation, but looks fine. Communication services. This is one of the leading sectors this year. It's been one of the worst the 2 prior years, but it's doing well this year. Kind of like a catch-up trade on a bigger time frame. the idea of underperformers starting to outperform, and that's what this is doing. Internet pushing up, consumer discretionary. A couple of weeks ago, I mentioned we need to see this start to participate and move up. And then primarily it's Tesla. I mean, we could always look at stocks within the sector, but Tesla's up there, and it's up here again this morning after it stalled yesterday and is pushing a little higher. And we'll see. It's been pretty resilient. And there was some news on it this morning. I think I read something about pricing of cars that are coming out. You know, everybody's into Tesla right now. And since it came off of that low, it says Tesla stock is booming with 32,000 starting price for a Model 3 after a tax credit. Yeah. So we'll see. Positive news, positive reaction. We'll see if it stays positive after it trades for a little while. Materials have been all over the place, you know, so many tops and fake false breakouts and breakdowns and all of that. But, you know, if this market is going to gain some legs, this is going to be a sector that we'd like to see start to move up into this congestion right there. Boeing is improving, aerospace and defense. This at one time was a sector that was outperforming, and then, you know, March, April, it got all whippy and erratic and, you know, moved down, but deep retracement, same consolidation, right? These are daily charts, same consolidation. Even the dog retailers. So more speculative, I guess, you know, underperformers. I think I saw some stock that was getting pounded down this morning, some retailer. But anyway, Macy's got bad news and it bounced up last week. So these things are coming off of the low. And that this was part of the idea of breadth expanding and everything beginning to try and turn up again. Consumer staples been underperforming. You know, back here we talked about, you know, is this market going to get some legs because the money is coming out of the defensive sector, and it did in a big way. So it's down here on support. Let's call it an area of support. You can see, and a wide area there. Wouldn't be surprised if this was to dip down again. A lot of times they do make after a momentum move, a lower dip, and then it immediately begins to turn. So we'll see if that's in the cards there. And we got the utilities, and we could look at a lot of others, but, you know, just we went across looking at all of these in a more efficient way, if you will, to looking across the board of all these sectors to see this consolidation that's going on and what continues to outperform and what could be continuing to play catch up. Maybe the Russell needs to rest a little bit. So, you know, you can keep an eye on KBE and XBI, put them in a thumbnail, see, you know, what they're doing. And, you know, so this was what led the way up. And if I mentioned in the green room yesterday, as things were looking a little shaky, I said KBE is moving up pretty sharply. And, you know, that was kind of a heads up that, you know, while things probably weren't going to go all that far, they weren't going to go down very much either. And this just continued to pop up there. So just the idea of this jobs report coming tomorrow, when it's an important number, we may be headed for another day of running in place. And here we are, SPY, basically up a little bit, but going nowhere. And different perspective of, you know, hourly chart, you know, in smaller time frames, you get a little more action back and forth, and in a higher time frame, looks like nothing happened at all. Weekly time frame right there, a little bar of nothingness, and it is at this resistance. And we did talk about it stalling there a bit, but it should get through it, and that's still the bias. As long as we don't get any kind of deep retracement, so far we're getting bullish price action. You know, assuming repeating, markets waiting for news, a little extra, confidence booster, as well as a consolidation, some profit taking, and then pop through that resistance. Breadth improving and sentiment coming down a little bit. That's a good thing. So a little nervousness of what was grinding its way up, sentiment coming down a little bit, working off the move. That's good. And so other markets really aren't doing much of anything. To see flat as could be, doing nothing. The Russell was the winner, and it's got room to continue to move up. But this is a good sign of institutions looking at what's perceived to be higher risk, small cap stocks, and money moving into those. And there's still just a big sloppy trading range, but for now, it's good for what's happening in the moment. It's not like it's in an uptrend, but holding this low down here and trying to work its way back up toward some resistance. It's a good sign. We'll see how far it gets. We looked at the NQs, Dow here, that monster move up. Look to the left. There's the pivots. It's stalled. So far, it's in the upper half of the wide range bar. It's okay. Higher time frames are just a disgusting mess. So keep it all in perspective as to what's happening there. Interest rates kind of not doing much of anything there. The 13-week isn't doing anything. Kind of drifted down a little bit. Not any advantage of any information there. Bitcoin ripped up off of the low. Some other news. Amazing corruption story again. Can when I read that one the other day, I was like, really? Another guy stealing the money or shifting money around, but that's kind of, I guess, some of the things that happen when you have a new instrument like that. And, it's the Wild West, and regulators haven't sunk their teeth into that because, you don't hear about that kind of stuff. You open up a brokerage account at whether it's Schwab or Fidelity or Interactive Brokers or whatever, because the broker-dealer business is one of the most heavily regulated. I mean, there was this Madoff thing, which was a friggin' disaster, but he probably had accomplices within the government that covered that shit up for a while. But anyway, it's a very regulated business, having been in it for a while. It can be a bit of a nightmare, but they keep things on the up and up. They're doing their job. Crude oil, everybody's waiting to see with the Saudi thing. Can it clear these highs here? So far, it's just in a kind of whippy trading range. Story the Audis cutting back production and trying to jack the price up there, and we'll see if it clears. Set an alert. See what it does there. We looked at the transports and the volatility index. That's the fly in the bullish ointment there. It's moving down. It's at a, extremely low level. It can get a bit lower, and eventually it could go sideways a bit. So unless that news is something that shakes the markets, the jobs thing tomorrow, I think, if it's what the market wants, the markets will probably move higher into the end of the week. And then, into the Fed news where everybody gets nervous again, and then options expiration. And hey, then we'll be in the middle of the month. And then we'll be able to get some new data to reassess things. But right now, it just looks like a market consolidating, doing what it needs to do before making the next leg higher. And hopefully that's what we're going to get, because a lot of things shaping up. And anything else I don't think there's much of anything else I could look at. I mean, like Jets, I mentioned the other day, that looks fantastic. They came out of that 1, 2, 3. So that looks good. So some of the underperforming happens in a market environment like this. So it's a good video to go watch if you haven't watched it already. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. A couple airlines, that we were looking at yesterday that are still on my list. ALK was the best, and I should have pulled the trigger on that yesterday. But UAL, I think, is prime. I'm gonna put that in this one. It's just breaking out right now as a void. It's up here pre-market, so that looks really good. Plug. Yeah, I posted that already, Thomas. You can buy yesterday's high, and I gave it a big stop under this 522 bar. Yeah, John Williams asking about Tesla. Yeah, I was just about to cover that. So yeah, we had a call spread on this. Look at yesterday's collapse. Climactic sell setup, and then I call this. We're kind of in hope mode here, because that's a bullish close that negated the morning weakness, and I'm only guessing that the news was leaking out, which is causing today's gap, which is they're getting, tax credit to sell more cars, to make selling more cars more attractive to buyers because they get a credit. So that increases demand. So it's an obvious reaction. So we're gonna just use our default, which is plug earnings afternoon. I checked. I thought I did. Now, TC 2000 showing 8.8. So if somebody can help me confirm that, please, because then I can cancel it before market open. Thanks. All right, so yeah, Tesla's a problem child for us on the call. Like I said, 30-minute high. We will, all our other, we're very bullish in the advisory letter and in the ETF letter. This was just a short-term top was the reason we entered. I would never directionally short that. It's actually a bullish monthly here. Monthly looks like it's going higher. All right, earnings stocks here. LUV, Thomas, LUV. It's okay. So this is a good example of it's weaker than the sector, but it's a catch-up trade. So yeah, that looks fine. All right, thanks, Steve. So then, yeah, we just add 3 months to it. So yeah, we're fine. Yeah, so that fits the bottoming pattern catch-up trade. Absolutely. Yesterday, with the IWM going, Greg mentioned the regional banks and insurance companies were moving, broker dealers moving, and we've been in a couple of them, like the Schwab. And, I've been waiting for this thing to go, and my alarm went off pre-market. This is a beautiful bottoming pattern. So maybe today is the day for this thing to finally go. We're already in it, but unfortunately, with the VIX so low, and that's a problem of not giving many put spread ideas for the weekly options trader is, there's bullish patterns everywhere, and then I go and look at the premium, it's like 20 cents. It's not worth the risk for 20 cents. Bloomin here, which Greg found yesterday. This is a buy setup with a bear sandwich. I like that over these highs. Let's look at a couple earnings here. Jill, bottoming pattern. Wow, so no volume though, forget it. 54, unless you can sell a put under yesterday's low, then the volume's too low. Love, gapping up to resistance, no pattern. CPB, wow, this one's getting whacked. Campbell Soup. All right, I'm going to put this in my list. CPB, this in my list for, possible excessive gap. Let's just sit back and see what happens. With Bitcoin making an amazing recovery yesterday, we're still in this in the ETF trader. Very, very interesting what's going on with the regulators going after them. But this little hut is a buy setup. This could be a home run entry, daily, weekly, monthly. So I got this on my watch list today. Kidding me. Wow, what's the math on that, Patrick? I mean, just because I don't want to pull out my calculator, but times, 26,500, I'll call it. I didn't even know she had that much money. All right, BFB, no pattern. I mean, not her, of course. I know she's a fund manager, but still, that's a big number. VRA 619, big old excessive gap, nothing to do. Unfee. Now this would have been a bottoming pattern candidate if it gapped up. That's a nasty gap down on unfee. Oh, well, that's nothing. 21 million. Okay, I would have thought a whole lot. Are you sure you're not adding or missing one decimal point? Do the math again if you don't mind, because 20 million, that don't sound like a lot to me. That's it. All right. So that's not too much. We're going to be talking about Climos next week and MT Live, and we prefer retests or some type of multiple bar turn. And this red bar ignored, closing breakout with a void, that qualified. You could have bought that over that red bar's high. But right now, opening flat, whipping around, nothing to do. KC 218, that's a short watch and also a call spread if there's anything up here at today's Wednesday over Monday's high. Base, this, when things do this in their earnings, I don't care where it opens, up, down, sideways. And look at that volume. That's a picture of excessive bullishness into earnings. I wonder how those buyers feel yesterday. Now it's gapping down here to 19 bucks. So that's a nasty gap from a Climo. Play bottoming pattern 37, gapping on the top of the range, nothing to do. But that leisure sector, I always put these two as the cousins with play. 6 SIX, the roller coaster. That also is a great put spread idea, but there's no juice. And then also SeaWorld. That's one actually I like better. I'm going to set an alarm on this 5840. I had an alarm and then I took it off. And that happens so many times. I stopped looking at something. 5840. That was a gap breakout and a nice reversal into the gap fill. 5840. Alarm set. All right, where am I? GME. That's a gap breakout, but could be a put spread idea. Farm bottoming pattern, but the gap's too big. Gapping way up here. ANET. Wait, ANET. No, I got in. Okay, all right. This is just my different watch list. This is not earnings. Yext. Wow, kind of trades like late volume. It's over 2 million, gapping up $11. That could be a gapping crap setup for a day trade skill. No pattern, S-fix, gapping up to $4. There you go. That could be a 30-minute high. Gapping over this ugly red bar. That ain't bad. Luminar, I see one print down here, but I don't like the way it trades. KC gapping down 218. I think that's the one we set a call spread. Yeah, call spread I do. Yeah, regional bank key. Yeah, there's a lot of regional banks. We were hitting these yesterday. So we're already in Schwab and we're in TFC. TFC looks like a nice ad too. We're in NASDAQ and that's gapping up. Let me set a new alarm so we protect our gains. I'm going to set an alarm at 56.75 on the downside. So we hit these bottoming patterns nicely. We did MET yesterday, bottoming pattern, insurance sector. Prudential, I also said I liked yesterday, and not doing anything. All right, and Jack, I just saw Creamer talking about Jack, so I pulled it up. It's a sell setup, gapping up a little bit, so I set an alarm 87.50. Greg, I like transports as a catch up. So I got an alarm and how about 230 spot 20. And like you said, let's drill down and see, we can always find things better than the index. All right, done. Oh, here, X. Look at that's a beautiful bottoming pattern. And that's a no-brainer put spread. Down here, 21. So this could be a 1 to 3 day swing and a put spread. XLB, SL. All right, so here's SLX. So US Steel is in this one. So this is another example of X is underperforming SLX, but I like this too. And it's light volume, but it's an ETF and it's going to move if the underlyings move up. But this could go to $63. We're traders. There's nothing wrong with 1 to 3 day trades. Put that here. Oscar Mike alarm. We were watching this yesterday. Let's watch that on a pullback. That would also be a no-brainer put spread under yesterday's low, but same old, same old. There's insufficient juice. Urban alarm went off. This is bullish consolidation, bullish weekly, monthly. GFF alarm, we're already in it. NNOX, we're already in it. These are just up alarms going off. But this looks great. It just depends how aggressive you want to be. But why don't, so Greg, I'm going to give 5-minute high, stop yesterday's low. Or do you just want to buy it now? Like, my Q's ripping here. Same with IWM again. Jeez. All right, let's just buy it here. Looks great. All right, so I know I like new trades, but I pay more attention to open trades because that's our merchandise. All right, GRWG we entered yesterday. Another bottoming pattern, playing catch up. Wow, the Qs, Google and NVIDIA and Amazon 15-minute charts are moving. Now I gotta set new alarms. All right, GWW alarm. Nice, that's incorrect. GFF. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Let's move stop 3458. No, I already moved it yesterday. All right, so I'll just set new alarms and so on. GFF. Man, look at that bar on the cues. You know what? I'm going to tighten this. Market's getting frothy. 34.98. Yep, that's excessive bullishness. Yep, no fear. CPB, no bounce. NNOX, we're already in. That looks fantastic. I'll set a new alarm at 20 and 23. We actually have two trades, I think, on this. HRI alarm. We're in this yesterday. If we did not sell any yet, let's sell a third right now. We did okay yesterday, so I just wanted to stop under this thing. 113.04. I already moved it yesterday. Okay, so it's just an up alarm went off. HRI. If Edge runs up to 119 again, it might sell it. So I set an alarm out there. C's was a gap breakout. DKS, we sold a put yesterday. Naked put under yesterday's igniting bar. This FL.
Look at Progressive. Something happened there.
What?
Progressive come down very hard, unlike the others. PGR.
Yeah, it's relative weakness for sure. Our Pru, I liked yesterday. Met was neutral. EXAS, previous day's low stop. I mean, me personally, I'd put half today's low, the other half under that 15-minute base, but that's me. Alex, our ARC F doing good. And your whiskey, I saw gapping up today. Nice job on whiskey. I'm so mad I didn't get us in right there. I was watching it. Right there, bottoming pattern. Still going through alarms here. Blooming onions, I don't feel like chasing, but that was nice. All right, Tesla we know about. SE. SE was a Climo, finally made the turn, but horrible entry here. VMC. Let's see what our stop was. 202.27, and I said trailing or prior bar is low and it gapped under it, so move it to today's low. 201.26. Yeah, that's a lot of alarms went off. You know, when I was listening to that SEC guy about coin, and he was saying, oh, coin's been running an illegal operation since 2019. My very first reaction is, what the hell have you been doing then for 3 years? Just sitting back watching them? Yeah, I saw a firm too. I know. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. All right, I'm still busy with alarms, man. Uh, Jill. Jill, yeah. I like it. It's a gap breakout, target 200. You got to give it if it's a swing, stop has to be yesterday's low. If it's a day trade under this 15-minute base, I mean, you can try to, yeah, we're already in it, Stephen. GRWG, Blooming keeps ripping. Let's just buy a half lot here and then try to get price improvement into the gap fill. I'm assuming you checked earnings, but I will do it myself. Ah, is that why? Yeah, because I heard Joe Kernan talking about it being political, and when you change the yeah, all right, I'm busy here, so I gotta concentrate. And that up alarm. But yeah, let's talk about it when things slow down. Earnings 8.2.
Jill is spready, Dan.
Really?
Oh, 49 cent did ask.
All right, then. All right, I'll just post it as an idea then. All right, thanks. Yeah, I never look at level one, honestly. I just look at the volume of the stock. Let's see if we can do a put spread instead.
JLL?
Yeah.
Hold on. I think I'm looking at JILL.
Well, yeah, because there's 600,000 volume.
This has only got an 85 cent spread.
So that's better.
It's wider.
All right, I got alarms galore. Z Zulu we're in already, so these are just management alarms. DKS up alarm.
97 cents. The thing is, the trades between the bid and the lots of trades going off in between the bid and the ask, but somebody hits the bid, it's almost $1 drop.
All right. Yeah, let me tell them that too. All right, Z Zulu and Schwab coming in here. So Yeah, I'm gonna move stop days low and then just trail under a prior bar. You know me, Alex, under it's 5702, so 5698. And you're doing it tighter, which is fine. 5698. Yep, cat was on my list yesterday. Yep, let's look at it. Busy here. Uh, um, Greg, what do you think you're just selling NDAC right here? It's up a ton of resistance.
Sure.
Or wait, let me, if we only have a third, then I'll trail a third. No, yeah. Yeah, let's do a third. All right. DJS. Alarm 37. Oh, that's blooming. Say in retrospect, we should have nibbled into the close. Beautiful daily, beautiful 15. Markets close strong. So that in retrospect is what we should have done there. All right, GRWG, yeah, we're already in this. That little bottom fisher. In Florida, still not ready. My alarm went off, but still a dull. I'll set a new alarm, 2590. General Motors up alarm. Florida, 2590. General Motors. Let's sell a third in the strength here. Yeah, Thomas, I'll get to it in a second. Alerts are a little busy today. All right, so GM, we have the $32 calls. Right now, 385. GM, new stop. Um, 78. GRWG up alarm. We just talked about. Yeah, so GRWG, we're up nicely. Yeah, we're going at 388. This was still a third. Um, we're up percentage wise. We're up, do the math. That's a huge percent right there. That's target piece of garbage. Still relative weakness. All right, you're on probation. Yeah, thanks, Thomas. Yeah, 30-minute high. Yeah, it's 950 right now. Every hourly chart's bullish. Another, catch up bottoming pattern. Yeah, XPO. I missed that alarm, but yeah, we're in this, Alex. I gave it over the red bars high, so let me post that open right now. We bought it at 49.86. And DAC up alarm. So we're just kind of in trail mode. Ah, plug, shoot. There's a gap over the entry, so I should have just triggered it right at the mark at the open. I just too busy at the open. And, and it very well could, Stephen, very well could. It's it's really not a great potent turn yet. All right, I'm just gonna record this at the opening price, 938. Did anybody find out what the lawsuits are gonna be about? Or, remember, I heard somebody saying they're suing them. Is it because of this woke nonsense? I saw a gap in this morning, but I did not look at it. I can do that now. All right. So, alarms. There's nothing to do right now, Alex, but yeah, I like this gap breakout. I was trying to sell puts, I think, that day. Yeah, Stephen, don't get me started. I read in the paper today that a federal judge in Florida, 7 families sued the government because they want gender, changing stuff for their kids. I think the kid should sue the friggin' parents, If you're not old enough to make, I'm gonna get myself really wound up right now, so I better stop. Leave the effing kids alone. How about that? Let them be a friggin' kid and grow up before you start changing their plumbing. It's because the parents are like that and they're forcing it on the innocent kids. All right. USA. 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 Man, that gets me mad. All right, let's well, we have a third left. Yeah, I forgot. Oh man, I forgot to look at cat when you mentioned it earlier. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Put spread. I was hoping for a 1, 2, 3 for a directional, but it's a gap over the red bar, so that looks fantastic. That looks great. Greg, I don't want to get us too bullish. You like it here directional?
Do a smaller position.
But what about the stop yesterday? That's a no-brainer for me, but you're always wanting bigger stops.
Mm. Yeah, put it under the 200 of the 50 MA.
All right.
If you're putting a smaller position on, you can give it more room. It's about what's your maximum risk that you want to take. You could always change your mind depending on how it's coming down.
I know, but we talked about it yesterday. There's a price to a bigger stop. And that's you have less share size on the upside. And you're like, all right, oh, this is a home run trade. Oh, beautiful. You made $138.
Well, if you knew the future, then you'd know what to do.
Well, all I'm saying is it's not there. There's a downside to a bigger stop. That's all I said.
Well, we all know that. But you can add to it if things are working. Whereas you can't add to it if you go all in.
Right. All right. But yeah,
Unless it works out so well that you have enough profit to buy more shares with the profit that you have in it and then raise the stop.
yeah, I looked at this yesterday, the 220s. Well, 83, not bad. Yesterday's low 221. Oh, I forgot to look at X. Also, shop up alarm. Man, my alarms this week have been very active. That's correct. Who? Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's 90 TE. I got no way around that. I know. I no way around it. Stop up alarm. Shop doing better. Yeah, that is a core loan. We have a number of core loans. HIB. One of these Climos, but I don't know. I'd much rather prefer a bottoming tail. Let me see about a put spread. Just for Friday. They have no Fridays, and the 35s are 10 by 65, so forget that. Car, yep, that's a nice pattern. ASO, no, too sloppy, but alarm. That's a sloppy turn. Yeah, so right, so yeah, that's a sloppy turn similar to this ollie. So we'll have to talk about that on empty line. And let's see. You're chasing now. One breakout, 1, 2, 3 daily. Steven, I don't see a 1, 2, 3. It's another Climo with a multiple bar turn. Google. RH. Yeah, but Scott, we don't buy breakouts from the bottom of the range to the top. Instead, we want bullish price action at resistance. See? So this whiskey with this bottoming tail taking out the prior bar's low, that was superior. Do you see the difference? Florida, I'm still not, same thing. I need a bottoming tail to suck me in. Alex, remember our discussion on RCF? I said it looked fantastic. So you never asked me a specific question, but I sold puts on it myself yesterday. All right, now we're coming in, so I think this will give us a breather to chill right now. Here, let's sell index. I don't want to sit through a retracement. All right, so we're out of index. Good job on that. DKS up alarm. Let me see where the midpoint is now. Wow, Q's and spiders and diamonds got smacked all the way back down the opening price. $57. Ooh, do you look at Greg? Look at your DKS. Nice move. I think we should take our money on it now. That was 126 puts. Oh, I had bid for mine and I got filled already in the rally. 126. Yeah, we just got out of ours too. And my alarms will not stop. All right, Fiverr. We're stopping out at Fiverr actually. This Tesla. Greg, I forgot about this thing. Craig, I gave 30-minute high. Stop. This DG can't bounce either. Is there? Oh, yeah, that was an ugly failure of that turn. I don't see anything of interest to me there. Like a Tilray dog. All right, M sauce. What's this thing I puts? Yeah, it does. $5 puts, 5 by 9 cents. It's hot. I'll set a new alarm, 212. Wow, this HRI, nice trade. I think we're gonna sell. Let's trail the 15-minute bars low. I'll watch it. Sold half already. There's 5G getting. No, that's fine. Alex, your LI still looks good. Square I had on my list yesterday. It would have been a no-brainer to put spread, but no juice. Same old story. Wow, Roku exploded. Wow, I didn't notice that earlier. That's one of my usual suspects, but wow, nice trade there. Look at the hey, look at the monthly, Alex. Putting that on my core list now. I probably had it at one time and took it off on this breakdown, but now it's going back on. That looks great now. I am still catching up with alerts here. I don't care about an M chart. Well, I only do for a monthly for a core. And that's a bottoming pattern at all-time lows, started with this 180 reversal. So that's for me. You don't need to. But I do for cores only. I can't. Well, it's weeks to months is the intent. But yeah, we had two beautiful cores recently that they ended up being less than 2 weeks because they got assigned because I logged into a covered call. I think one was Pelletier, is that right? Let me look. No, was not Pelletier. It was some. I'll tell you when I see it again. I forget. Zion. What should be my price target? And that's a good question. I would say first target around $32. And then if it stalls there, we'll want to see what the sector and market are doing, of whether it's going to go, if it's going to chop around and build a higher base of support. But right now, somewhere into this wall. But it looks good. Looks good now. I'm gonna set an alarm 30-90 with you as a new trade. Or 30-80 actually. Still catching up. Let me see what our cat 229.62. 50 main cat. Yep, energy is moving up, you're right. And materials, XME, XLD. Okay, use Google, Amazon, Netflix at the lows. Alex, tell me when you stop out of back, because I like the sound of that. Back out. Yeah, oil looks like beautiful bottoms here, absolutely. If somebody wants to dig around for directional and or put spreads, it looks good. But we're in no hurry with the market falling here. And the 15 minutes extended, but yeah, looks good. This IDCC I was watching for yesterday and today, but didn't do anything. Oh, it depends what time frame you're and pattern you're looking at, and if you're in it already, Randy. But it's hold on. Titan stop GFF. This was old Sam I Am's trade GFF. Right. So the that dictates whether it's a day or swing. All right, this thing's getting extended to 6. Actually, let's sell a third of GFF right here. It's getting extended to all right, Zion. And you were trading the 5-minute chart. Why I don't see a pattern on the 5-minute chart. So are you in it already, or are you looking to get in? There's nothing compelling about the 5-minute chart, but the daily chart had a closing breakout, and it's an inside bar with a higher low. So the daily's fine, but I don't see anything for day trade on that. USB. Yeah, there's another bottoming pattern of a bank. Sure. Okie. Yeah, I like Okie over the high. Just for a little partial move into the gap. Sure. Yeah, that's X I forgot about. But I did check puts and there's no juice. Oh, there Campbell came back. I was watching it this morning. That's garbage. Yeah, transports. This could be the next catch-up sector. There's Kent, we're in Home Depot. Oh man, I mentioned, well, I did look put spread on Home Depot yesterday, and there's same old story, no shoes. But this is an incredibly bullish 15-minute chart right now. Let's see if it can continue to go sideways until after 3. SMHs, they're just buying time. UAL still looks good. ALK, the entry was yesterday. JetBlue, Watch, Iridium kept going. Bloomin' was a gap and go. Plug, we're in. But I got an alarm, but it's retracing. Square, no juice. Oh shoot, I posted this, but I didn't notice the gap up. I said buy it at yesterday's prices are lower. So we're not going to get filled there. $43.40. Broad IIPR would have been a great put spread. Again, no juice. Alex, this yesterday I liked. It still looks good. Zion up alarm at 30 spot 80, but it's up here at resistance, needs to go sideways. Oscar Mike entry was yesterday. This is actually a 1, 2, 3, but it's far from the 20. ASL making a sloppy turn. That would be a put spread idea. $47.15. No juice again. It's the same old story. Click. Yeah. Ah, you were talking about this yesterday, I remember. Nice job. NXPI. And that's a nice breakout. Alex, daily, weekly, monthly. That's going on the list. And McGraw, I'll check a put spread. But my recollection is it's spreading. The 177.50s I would do. 5 cents. Yeah, I wish I saw this at the open, Alex. It's too extended to do a put spread now, but looks great. And Knox, we're short with June 17.5 puts. $71. All right, hey, our BAC is a beautiful 1, 2, 3 for tomorrow. If it closes like this, we're long calls, but looks fantastic. Globe, we're in core, just slopping around. GM, Nice move here. That's approaching the target, the 200. That was another bottoming pattern. We've traded these catch-up trades beautifully. It's 425. 35.22. Hey, Garmin's a little kind of bull flag situation. We have a covered call. Wow, Qs are straight down after the morning high. Well, at least I sold a third. I was trying to, yeah, we sold a third up there at least. All right, HRI. Okay, we're out. We trailed 15-minute bar. 120.49. Wow. Oh, 11. Yeah, remember I was saying earlier, it was time to chill. I haven't put on a new trade since. That was a while ago. I still am not current here. We did half of urban. I had a busy morning. Mm, let's sell a shack. Take the money. I should have. Should have. Been. 1689. Bots, low alarm, could be trailing out here. Yeah, let's scan oils in the afternoon. I see Bitcoin selling off here a little. What's the old coin doing? It's very impressive bar after that nasty news. And again, y'all are sick of me saying it. I checked put spreads yesterday. I'm sick of saying it. T2, let's move our stop here. Chin. But at least we had our first target on TZ. Beautiful. I had first target. Well, I got everything updated. Bots. Um, bots was 2714. Hey, Greg, you want to sell this last third of bots? Right now, it's under this fat green bar, but I hate to give it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you want to do a covered call.
Well, it's ETF letter. We decided we don't do that.
Right. Okay.
Well, Lawrence, it's actually not a reversal yet on the daily. Because it's above all that minor support. It could, it's a reversal on the 15-minute. This is crazy in cues. Everything was amazing bullish for the first 15 minutes. There's our short. We were saying, I think it was Steven was talking about the put call being under 0.5, and then we know where the VIX is. And that's when you got to be careful. We say we will ride it, but with an eye out the door, eye on the exit. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've been selling in a strength here too. LNC looks, hey, LNC relative strength. That one looks fantastic also. I actually like this one better than the Zions and some of those other banks we were talking about. Yeah, so this one for bottoming pattern, even as a new trade, not doing it now at 11 o'clock. Market falling, but it's a closing breakout with a big old void. Relative strength looks fantastic. Wow, if you go all the way out to July, which is 44 days, these puts are 55 cents. That's excellent juice. And it's not earnings. But we're already in it long. So this will be a second trade. I'm gonna do it. That looks fantastic. He didn't fill me at midpoint. Let me try 54. No, it's not filling. Cat up alarm. And transports. Wow, cat's on a tear. IYT alarm, not doing anything now. Let me check puts on this IYT, but directionally, like I said, I'm not I wouldn't do it here at 11 o'clock. SIBO is actually a bear 123. I'm gonna set an alarm 1:30, 1:30. I just saw that when I was looking for cat. Yeah, that's right. 225. 65.85, $5 wine, only 35 cents. So we'll do directional, but once we're ready. Back to LNC. I'm not filled yet at midpoint. I'll just leave it for now. All right, I had a busy morning. Yeah, very weak. Weak bounce. Yeah, looks horrible. Yeah. New relic is becoming an old relic. Sam, yeah, I said that this morning that I thought this might be the day, and then I saw it selling off. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. But we'll see. We're in it. We're being patient. All right, I gotta stretch my legs. I'll be back in a few minutes. Sam, you got the con.
Yes, sir. Let me get losing track of time here. Let me get the link. Okay. There you go. We don't get back in here until after 1. Oh, not always. A lot of times get email. Somebody emailing. Can you get in the room? All right, meet you over there.